Support WrestleTalk!
Give us a subscribe.
Hello and welcome to the WrestleTalk News. I am El Fakador Laurie Blake and I am wearing a t-shirt featuring the face of a really trustworthy luchador that I know. And if you want to buy a t-shirt that looks like this t-shirt, click the eye above my head right now. And on this episode of How the Grinch Stole Newsmas, a Braun Strowman elbow update still looks sore. Cody Rhodes turns down a WWE return and has the Men's Royal Rumble winner leaked. But first, Becky Lynch, the man, has been doing what she does best, winding her mates up on Twitter. She continued to roast former bestie Charlotte Flair on Twitter, ribbing her for missing time for breast enhancement surgery earlier this year. Charlotte calling me out on TV and online for missing time again. The man will just provide the truth in the face of the lies. I missed one SmackDown for this. She missed 1 month for something I can't remember. Becky, once again, going straight for the jugular, which is not fair, really. Everyone gets over using enhancement talent these days. And Charlotte, not to be outdone, replied, "Walking out in a t-shirt doesn't qualify as not missing a SmackDown. I've never missed a day as champ. You want to make fun? Go ahead. You have plenty of time to tweet from the sidelines. When you pull out a TLC, I'll be there to save the day. Again." Speaking of TLC, there is a third person in the current feud for the SmackDown Women's title. You may remember, although you may not care, after the thorough battering her reputation has taken since WrestleMania, that Asuka was added to the match seemingly at random 2 weeks ago on SmackDown. Well, according to Fightful.com, this is because of the overwhelmingly positive reaction she received on the pre-Survivor Series episode when Becky Lynch went through the candidates to replace her in the match against Ronda Rousey. The report says that Vince McMahon was caught off guard by the fact that Charlotte didn't receive the biggest reaction out of all the women present. In fact, Asuka did. Maybe, I don't know. Is he even watching the show? Maybe he's behind on SmackDown episodes. He's been watching them on the WWE network. Sick burn. Anyway, Asuka was then added to the match after Vince discovered she existed and decided to capitalize on her sudden, almost magical popularity. Genuinely. What's he playing at? The other big rumour regarding the match at TLC is that Becky won't be cleared to compete in time. The Wrestling Observer reported last week that while Becky has been cleared to return following her concussion, she is not yet clear from her nasal fracture. Well, Lynch put that specific rumour to bed, as if the man was actually Caractacus Potts, sending it off to Hushabye Mountain. I'm seeing reports that I might not be cleared for TLC. Let me say this as clearly as I can. Nothing will keep me from fighting on December 16th. I've got heads to slap and a title to keep. The man will come around. You heard her. The man will come around and bleed your radiators or whatever men do. Someone else whose TLC match is a little bit up in the air due to injury is Braun Strowman, who is set to face Baron Corbin on Sunday, but literally had shoulder surgery last week. And funnily enough, he shared an update on Twitter. I for and I. Hashtag the monster is coming. Hashtag TikTok. Hashtag spelling and grammar. Look, I'm not a doctor, but something tells me purple is not the colour of healthy joints you can wrestle on. So it kind of looks like Braun Strowman's TLC match will be called off, a forfeit, or at least fudged in some other way. Unless Corbin's actually going to be wrestling Beardy Tinky Winky for realsies, which seems really inadvisable. Over to indie wrestling land next, and our new best friends, Cody and Brandy Rhodes, who aren't exactly aware of the new best friendship yet. While they were over in the UK for the Fight Forever show, Cody spoke to the Mirror about a whole variety of things, including his recent knee injury, saying, "It's okay, I got the MRI, and there was good news in that I don't have to have reconstructive surgery because all my ligaments are intact, but that meniscus had a second tear. I've got a brace for it, like one of those big Steve Austin braces. I don't know if I'm going to be comfortable in it or not, but I'm trying to kind of wear it around the house and get used to it." The American Nightmare also opened up about the current British nightmare on the wrestling scene, the reported contracts for NXT UK talent, and whether or not they will stifle the UK indie scene. Well, I think it just means more opportunity. There is obviously a deep roster of talent, and maybe some talent we're not seeing because we're seeing so many NXT UK guys that we all know are wonderful. There is such a tendency to jump on WWE and talk bad about them in terms of these contracts and what they are doing, but the people they have in place, Johnny Saint, William Regal, and Triple H, and how he is, there is no secret plan to destroy the indie scene in the UK. They just see a wonderful product and they want to protect their guys. Speaking of their guys, that's not something Cody is looking to be again right this minute, thank you very much. During a live podcast appearance on a special version of Bruce Pritchard's Something to Wrestle at the Fight Forever show in Liverpool, Cody said that he recently turned down a WWE offer, like real recently. So when a fan asked if he was returning to the promotion, Cody said he passed on the WWE offer a few weeks ago. Could have told us, been reporting the news every day. So, Cody. Friends for. Which, the tattered remnants of our newfound friendship aside, obviously adds some fuel to the fire that Cody and the Bucks could be starting their own promotion with the backing of the owners of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Cody also hinted that the All In pay-per-view could be going global, answering a question about All In 2 with, hypothetically, would it necessarily be All In 2 or All In International? He then hinted that the UK and Australia could be potential destinations for an All In style show. There are two major territories outside of the US in terms of wrestling, the UK and Australia. If you put up a ring, they will come. I can't help but feel like he's missed, I don't know, Japan off that list. A Wrestling Kingdom on the other side of the planet. And speaking of Wrestle Kingdom, yet more matches have been confirmed for numero 13 on the 4th of January 2019. Because as the World Tag League wrapped up, Will Ospreay defeated Taichi to take a shot at the new Never Openweight Championship, which was won by Kota Ibushi on the show. It was also made official that Tomohiro Ishii and Zack Sabre Jr. will face off for the British Heavyweight Championship, and Evil and Sanada won the World Tag League, earning them an opportunity to win the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Championships from Tama Tonga and Tama Loa, and weirdly also the Young Bucks, who just added themselves to the match as if it was something they were allowed to do. Quick update on Roman Reigns, who you may remember was spotted at a college football game a couple of weeks back. And obviously Roman hasn't been seen on WWE television since announcing his battle with leukemia on Raw in October, but he was scheduled to make an appearance at a signing event at the Ace Comic-Con in Glendale, Arizona on January 11th. But that is not happening anymore, as the organisers tweeted. Unfortunately, due to a change in his schedule, Roman Reigns is no longer able to attend Ace Comic-Con Arizona on January 11th. All purchases for Roman Reigns items will be automatically refunded. We apologise for any inconvenience. Someone else who can't make the show, but whose excuse is going to be nowhere near as good, is Charlotte Flair, because her schedule has also changed. However, she has been replaced at Ace by Becky Lynch, of all people, which I'm sure will never be brought up ever again. Now, Comic-Con appearances are obviously not the only plans that have changed recently with Roman Reigns' illness announcement, because WWE reportedly had to change one huge plan for the Royal Rumble, that The Rock was going to win it. According to WrestleVotes on Twitter, WWE reportedly had plans for Rock the Dwayne Johnson to win the Rumble and then challenge Roman for the Universal title at WrestleMania 35. Roman Reigns versus The Rock, cousin on cousin, which would only be a sexier headline if they were stepbrothers or stepsisters. So obviously this plan has had to be cancelled, but WrestleVotes did speculate that The Rock could still win the Rumble and challenge Brock Lesnar for the title instead, as it's been reported that Vince McMahon has wanted a Rock and Brock match for a few years now, because rhyming matches sound fun. Rock and Brock, Rock and Sock, Rock and Gulak, Rock plays Turok, that's on Up, Up, Down, Down. I am literally doing the work for you, Xavier. And as Dave Meltzer reported back in November, lots of different things in play. Both have different schedules. If Rock's schedule allowed it and he wanted to come back, he did want to headline with Brock years ago. So maybe we could be seeing the Great One back in the ring and just waltzing straight into a championship opportunity. I mean, stranger things have happened. Like the absurd amount of branding Dwayne is wearing in this Instagram post, revealing his new Project Rock 2 Under Armour shoes, which are expected to release in June. He's got Brahma Bull shoes, Brahma Bull t-shirt, Brahma Bull headphones, and huge Brahma bullocks to rock that much of his own swag. The post said, "Our goal is to make the best training shoes / gear you'll ever use. Thank you for consistently making my shoes and gear Under Armour's #1 sellers. I never wanted to just play in the game. I want to change the way the game is played. I never wanted to just play in the game. I want to change the way the game is played." This does not bode well for The Rock Plays Turok. We talked about it earlier, but TLC is happening this weekend coming. And if you want to know what all of the current rumours are about what might actually happen on the show, beyond the liberal application of tables, ladders and chairs to people's faces, click the video on screen now and give us a subscribe to stay up to date on all of the latest wrestling news. I've been Al Fakador, and that was Lucha.